Welcome to this segment of Soul, Silence, and Sound. This is brought to you by BeSimply.
Stars, trees, clouds, and the moon. They all have a meaning and they look
Welcome to
just
segment
like
of Soul, Silence, and Sound. This is Susanna. I want to thank you all for joining us today. This is a new moon segment. No matter when you listen to it, it'll be the perfect moment for you. We are entering into a new lunar cycle. This is the 6th cycle of this annual solar cycle for the northern and southern hemispheres. And this is the number 4 for the equator. And so as we dive into this new moon that just arrived here on the Pacific West Coast after midnight, 2-ish a.m. by Chronos time. And really a beautiful moment for all of us because we have officially entered into the yin and the yang, the full potency, the summer and the winter, the fire and the water. And within this cycle, no matter what's been appearing the past few days, even maybe the past week, this is a great time to really listen for the remedy. And oftentimes in our quote unquote modern culture, we're always grasping for a quick fix, a biohack, a shortcut. And truly, when we're looking at our inner repose, there isn't a shortcut. And when we have patience with ourselves, there's all the space we need to understand and deepen our awareness around maybe something that's being reflected in the external world. And so in this segment, we're going to dive into our inner landscape. And as you take what I share today in this Dharma talk, and then we'll go into silence and then into sound, you have the opportunity then also to apply some of the things I'm going to share to your inner and outer world. And when we look at the outer world oftentimes is easy to point a finger at and play the blame game. However, it's this great tool to look at a reflection of something that is happening, rising up and around oneself. And this is why in tribal communities, there's a great adherence to dreaming attention. There's a great awareness around things that appear in the perceptual physical world. And the reason is because that is a reflection of your inner landscape. And then in Eastern teachings, if there's a condition, let's say that's impeding upon your well-being or the community's well-being, then it's an opportunity to bring that into harmony and into balance. And the inner work starts with self, and then the willingness to find that with others, if you so to choose. Sometimes it's not always possible because not everyone wants to be self-aware. Not everyone wants to do their inner work and be accountable and continue to evolve, and that's okay. Eventually, each self will get there in their own time, and there's always more. There's no end point. This is a continuum, if you think about it. The energy will continue on and on and on and on. The key is to really embody and master the state of being that you feel would serve all conditions. So in this new moon rising up, there's a reflection, a collective reflection of letting go of grief and sorrow and stuff that would be carried in our heart and lungs. And by accounts of Chinese medicine, we are in heart season. And the channel of the heart to the womb is how the mother stays in relationship to her child and the creation cycle. And that is not severed until, meaning it's not detached. Sever's kind of not the best word. The child and the mother do not detach from that until one of them transitions into their next. There's still a soul connection, but it's different. And so the reason I share this is because right now, collectively, from our heart to our womb, we're being welcomed, because winter is the water energy, to let go of our sorrow, to let go of our grief, and really clear our channels for creation and harmony. And so when we're creating anything, it's best that there's harmony in front of you, around you. That will lead to your greater success and happiness. And when I use the word happiness in this talk, I want to share that it's not meant in the like celebratory woohoo, like that fun happiness that we have a temporal. It's meant in more of a contentment with all that is. And so there's not this push pull of aggravation, of enjoyment. It's just a happiness of contentment, and realizing that in every given moment, no matter how the tide is coming in and out of your ecosystem, that there's the potential to be content, to be happiness, in the state of happiness. And what that means is that you have the ability not to cause suffering to self and others. And this is a practice. And so when we stay there, then we are free. And so that is what is being offered right now as we come into this beautiful alignment as a humanity. And yes, there are things you can point to in the external. However, the more that you bring your internal into peace and into that state of being that you can be still and find that happiness where you have the propensity to benefit all. You take your actions to benefit all to the best of your ability. And this will deepen. Your understanding of this will deepen, and your understanding of attachment to being content and comfortable will deepen just as much as one's attachment to suffering, meaning the suffering that most people to make the equal point, like pain, sorrow, grief. But they all, extreme happiness or extreme sadness, will cause suffering at some point, because it has to comes back to equilibrium. And that equilibrium is the harmony, to be in harmony with self in the dance from the inside out. And when we're content, yes, we may have visions of things we want to create, visions and goals, but we're content. And if the conditions change, we still can be with that content state of being. And there's been many stories, allegories to explain this concept, is that one is not disturbed no matter what arrives. And just to remember that we all have to be gentle. And the value of not being disturbed at whatever arrives is that you have greater capacity to respond to what's needed, versus going into a state that makes one a part of the circumstance. And we can look at grander macro level things that when we become a part of what is presented to us, and especially when it's harming others, then we're not able to serve those who are being harmed. And involuntarily, sometimes people get swept up in maybe an atrocity, but they can't really serve the atrocity because they become a part of it. So this is where we find that dance of being able to sail in the waters that continue to flow, and then find that place of peace, equanimity, happiness, contentment, and knowing that we can serve even if we're in more turbulent waters. And that is the point I think I shared the last talk, or maybe the talk before, but one of the ways to get out of trauma response is to be of service. And once we get out of the space where we're thinking about ourselves, then we're equipped to like really remap some things in this physical suit. But more importantly, we're able to remap things in our eternal being. And that would be that oscillating energy that's running through your entire physical human suit. And when you start to clear that out and free yourself up, you have so much more expansion and ability to serve others. And so there's, a lot of talk and attachment and grasping for releasing trauma. And I was sharing at a circle this weekend that I was guiding, and that, it's this simple, because I've spent a lot of time early on when I was building my private practice for my clients, and sometimes I would get very extreme things, and so I try to, if I have no relationship to maybe some of these extreme things, I will take it to nature, because nature is this great example of so many things that are going on, and reflect on it. And the one thing I can say is that, while there is a cycle, a food supply cycle in nature, there isn't trauma the way that we humans co-create it and hold on to it. Yes, animals can hold on to some of this, but mostly domesticated. And wild animals can, yes, get upset at humans impeding their space, no different than your neighbor might get upset if you go and start sitting in their living room and watching TV without permission. And so the simplest way to explain how trauma can really leave quickly and stay away is to be outside, to put your hands and your feet in the dirt, to sit on the earth, to lay on the earth, to sit with your back to the tree. These things will rebalance your system quite rapidly. It's your mind that brings back the trauma. And then the other point is that you can dance. Dancing has been around, from the beginning probably of this world system. And that, again, that movement recalibrates your system very rapidly. So if you get in the habit of doing some of these things daily, you don't need to spend so much time repeating your traumatic story. Yes, it might be there, and then you keep repeating the things that help you come back to that harmony state. And that service point is one thing that all of us can choose to do, to be of service to others and self daily. And that will help sweep out any sticky matter that's in your system, and most importantly, in your eternal system. And this is why meditation is so important. Pure silent meditation without attachment to any doctrine. Sitting will help that release. And the more adept you become at meditating, you'll dive in deeper, and there will be a spontaneous clearing of this matter. And so this era that we're entering into is to remain in harmony and to remain in a state of contentment, peace. And so that really requires all of us to lay down the history. And a lot of the history we've been told isn't accurate. So it requires to really say, okay, I'm going to stop repeating the history, my own history, perceptually what I think happened to my ancestors, leaving it all to rest, to finally become compost in the universe. And then from there, really work on staying in harmony from this point forward. Because how we begin to really step into this age of mastery is to be there. And yes, there are things that we all will still need to address on a personal level and on a macro level. Yet the place that you are, the place that you rest your head at night to sleep, your community that surrounds you, and extended community in this day and age, those are the people, places, and things that you can contribute to because you have a relational exchange with these people, places, and things. And if everyone puts their focus there, really almost everything can be solved in a very short period of time. The key component here is to make a commitment to not causing harm with the mind, with the voice, and with your actions 3 simple tenets. Not harming with your thoughts. That's where it starts. Not harming with your voice. And not harming with your actions. And the thoughts are an extension in our voice of our heart. And so if your emotional body is cleared out and every day you kind of cleanse that energy, you will really be a walking instrument of peace. And again, these are practices. So you will not be perfect. No one is. We're all human. And that you have the ability to self-correct or come back and say, whoa, I was like out of line, or I needed a timeout. I'm back. Let's talk about it. Is there something I can do? Or whatever it is, when you realize that maybe you stepped out of that not causing harm with your mind, with your voice, with your actions, and all of that incorporates your heart. So that would be the other part. Then you're going to be closer and closer to retaining harmony, and it'll get easier and easier. And in that process, you will be releasing the grief, the sorrow, the anger, all the emotions that are helpful tools to transform, but no longer needed in this moment in time as we move forward. And so if you imagine that everyone is cruising around and they are in this harmonious state with themselves, they feel content, this level of happiness, peace. And one by one, people are coming into this harmony, yet there are others that might be still suffering. Yet what happens? Those that aren't and are in that practice can be a greater steward of welcoming them to find this from within. And so this is a very personal journey. Each one of you has unique areas and unique facets that are ready to be polished edges within you. And we have that ability to support our brothers and sisters, champion for our brothers and sisters here on the earth plane. And what this will also do, as our awarenesses continue to expand, we have a better understanding of the system with which we are in, then we will be better equipped to see what we're going to see. And that is really beautiful place to be. And so as we go into this meditation, you can ask yourself, do you want to be in harmony with yourself and the world around you? And then, do you want to lay down your suffering? Are you ready to be done with it? It doesn't mean that something might happen and there might be suffering, because we have life cycles. Can be sadness when we lose someone we love, all that stuff. But are you ready to be done with the perpetuation of suffering? And then the third question is, are you ready to abide in happiness? The true causes of happiness is that contentment, equanimity, and love, divine love. Are you ready to just be there and be supported from there, so that you will have the full capacity of your being to understand how to respond peacefully in all situations? And once again, it's a practice. So with that being said, we're going to go into our silent meditation. Let's just let everything I just shared wash over you and let it fall below. And then as we go into this silent meditation, I welcome you, if you can, come up into an upright seated position. This really helps with awareness. If you can come up, straight spine, dropping those shoulders down. And then bring that breath up into your heart center. Inhale. Hold it. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Another one. Inhale. And exhale. And from there, as you dip into your inner landscape, utilize a attention at your natural breathing pattern. And then you can either close your eyes or gaze at a focal point.
Space between vision, a space between vision, a space between. Space between.
space between vision, a space between a space between a space between space between illusion, a space between illusion, a space between a space between a space between vision, a space between a space between a space between space between the space between space
And gently from there, I welcome you to gently lean back and recline or move fully into Shavasana, a prone position on your back with your palms facing upward as we transition into receiving sound. As you settle in, just take a nice gentle breath into the heart and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more inhale. And exhale. And then continue to follow your natural breathing pattern.
space between space between
Joshayani Vyai Joshayani Voani Vyai Deyani Vai Vaum O ai ai ane aum ane aum vo ane ai ane ai ano ai aum ane 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 ane
Adono ane ai, ane ane ram. Ado ane ai, ado ane ram. Ado ai ai, ane aum. Ado ai ram, ane ai, ane Taking a soft, gentle breath up into your heart center, gently breathing in and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Another one, inhale. And exhale. And as you continue to just follow your natural breathing pattern, let's take a moment here to reconnect to my speaking voice. And gently allow your state of being just to gradually come out of the sound portion. And then gently giving thanks for all aspects of yourself, for creating the space to be here and explore your inner landscape and to receive. And then gently from there, if inspired, taking a moment to just think about a person, place, or people that might be in need of some love, kindness, and compassion. And if you feel it would be welcome, just in your mind's eye, send it there in this moment. And then gently from here, when you're ready, you can come up into a seated position if you're not already there. And as we close out this space, I encourage you, taking this resonance with yourself into your dream time or into your next in the waking state, and commit to self if you like to practice being in harmony with self, and commit to self if you would like to practice staying in the true cause of all happiness, staying in love in the face of all things. And then if you'd like to practice just setting all the things that brought you to here down, keep doing it till you're neutral. This would be a beautiful way to enter into this new moon. And a simple way to enter is to keep the mind clear, keep the heart open, only speak that which you want to be for yourself and others. So with that being said, we're going to exit out. Once again, I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank Random Rab, Dante Moreno, Kadri Scott. They all have creations out there if you want to dive in to see their shows, support their music, support their merch, all that kind of things. That's how artists get to keep going. So if inspired, put a little energy that way. Even shouting them out, letting people know about them is a great way if you don't have the means to do that. But there are many ways to support artists that are not, part of the mechanism that we're all unwinding from. So remember back in the days, if you're from the 70s or 80s when we had records, 90s, that was the way of finding things. It was much different than it is now. So until next time, may you be in love. May you be in harmony from within. And this is Suzanne signing out with a soft gaze, a gentle smile, a deep bow, and a namaste. Be simply.